So Ghostwriter by Rayco Pulido, I had to pick up after watching Carson's video about the book on his Living the Line channel. Found a copy on Abe Books, shipping and tax, $7. Fantastic artwork in this really gorgeous book. I knew when Carson was flipping through it, I needed to investigate the book a little further. I do want to talk about the artwork. When I saw it, it reminded me a bunch of Gilbert Hernandez, Jose Munoz, Jacques Tardy, a little bit of Hergé, Chester Gould, and even Mark Hempel, his Tug and Buster comics. Especially the male characters in this, they're very abstracted, some of their faces. I read it in one sitting, I was enthralled by it, and I had to go back and just check, clarify a few things. I think I understand everything that's happened in this. Some of these faces look like something that might be in Chester Gould or Mark Hempel's Tug and Buster. A black comedy in 18 acts. The 12th act concerns the police force, the military force, and I think perhaps during Francisco Franco's rule during this time, I think it shows a little bit of that aspect. And I find just a 2-page sequence. I find it's the least inspiring from Pulido, the sequence. It just doesn't. Maybe it's supposed to be very frank, but yeah, when you get back to the main storyline, it feels much more lively and enthusiastic and energetic to me. Even our main character sort of looks like Flat Top. Chester Gould's Flat Top. This 2-page spread reminds me of Jacques Tardy. Maybe it's 3 tiers. The 3-tier panel. This detective here, he uses hypnosis with a pocket watch to hypnotize people who he's taken their case on. Scenes like this, I think Pulido does really well, that I found memorable, with these switches to a silhouette and the focus being the pocket watch. Here, this one as well. I like those transitions quite a lot. I found those to be memorable. I don't think it's humorous at all, the story. I think it's very dark, tragic. But I really enjoyed this, the read. The art is fantastic. And I'm very pleased that seeing it on Carson's channel and thinking I would enjoy the art, and then getting it in hand and quite enjoying it. This reminds me of Jaime Hernandez, maybe Love and Rockets. The characters do a lot of the stepping on the panels, the bottom of the panel, and that reminds me of Hergé in that regard. All these characters feel very Chester Gouldish. Dick Tracy. You can see the process of the character design of the main character from this down to almost a flat top semblance. I would love to read more by Pulido. I think this came out in 2018. I'd never heard of it or seen it before. I would love to see more of his work, but I wonder if these are notable Spanish historical people on this ship. It's a nice page. It reminds me a bit of, is the artist name Rizzo from 100 Bullets? This sequence here and the way the Rose looks with the heavy blacks, how stylized her hair is there, and the eyebrows and the eyes, the pupils. It even reminds me of the guy who did a superhero book, like a Union Jack type of guy, and he did a crime, like a police book, Kane, I think it was called. I'll have to look up his name or put it up on the screen here after I find out. But some of this reminds me of him too, with the blacks, the black areas. Very, very good book. This is a keeper for me.